Hello everybody. Welcome to today's stream. I'm just going to switch over to the main view now in 3, 2, 1. Hello. And I've just realised I've got the wrong headphones on. Good start. I have so many pairs of plain-looking black headphones around here, it's easy to get confused of which pair is which. There we go, that's the pair. I want the pair with the wire attached. Okay. Hello, and welcome to part 3 of this, frankly, somewhat pointless and never-ending quest to rank all of my favourite games from the last 25 years. Today, we're going to be ranking my favourite games from 2006 to 2010, because we managed about 5 years worth of games last video, so I thought about 5 years worth, give or take a year, is like a reasonable amount per video, I think. I'm gonna try and not go over 3 hours this time, because 3 hours to me feels like a good length for a stream. Any like significant amount of time past 3 hours, it starts getting a bit long in the tooth. So we're going to try and aim for 3 hours. I'm going to try and stick there. And after the stream, my recording is not over. I'm going to go and then immediately start recording the next episode of Ranking of Saturn. Because I didn't get one out this week. Didn't get a chance to record one for Sunday this time, so I'm going to try and get 2 recorded, trying to get 2 in the can for this Sunday and next Sunday. I typically find if I can get 1 week recorded in advance, I feel a lot less pressured and stressed out about it, so I'm going to try and get 2 done, because I'm off from work this week, so I've got some extra time I don't normally have. Anyway, let's get on with this. So, a couple of extra additions. We have a year. Well, 1 extra edition. We have a year now, so as we rank games from a specific year, there will be a date above my head reminding everyone what year we are currently on. I need to go back to the previous 2 stream archives and add chapters for each year, so that's gonna it's gonna be about 6 hours of recording. Yeah, that's gonna put some real pressure on my voice box. I noticed by the end of the last stream my voice was starting to hurt a little bit. That freaked me out, so I'm going to be sipping a drink the whole time in an attempt to try and soothe my voice box. What was I talking about? Right, yes, adding chapters to the previous videos. I need to go back to the previous 2 stream archives and add chapters for each year, so it's easier to scroll through to find the games for each year being ranked. So, without any further ado, the first game we're going to add to our ranking list. This is a ranking list of my favourite games of the last 25 years. As a reminder, we're not ranking every game that came out in the last 25 years. That would be insane. And also, these are not the only games I like. These are just games that particularly stand out to me in my head as being ones that I am quite fond of. My favourites, like I said. So, the first game we're going to rank from 2006 is... Are you ready for it? Also, we're going in ascending order, because I've got a WordPad document open and I've already ranked each individual year. So we're going to go in ascending order of lowest ranked game to highest ranked game for each year. So the lowest ranked favourite game from 2006 is Prey. Yes, that Prey. The one I have here, which I still have my physical copy of. Prey is a weird game. Prey is a game that came out. It's one of the very, like, I don't know. It's the game that came out that had like exactly one trick up its sleeve, which was the portals. It was basically Doom 3 but with portals, and then like that was the one like major trick it had. And then Portal came out and it immediately ate its lunch, so everyone forgot about Prey until, was it Bethesda bought the rights to the name to then like call their own game Prey. So this game has basically fallen out of everyone's memories. It's you know what? It's not an amazing game, but I like it quite a bit. I like it because it's really silly. For those of you who don't remember the plot of Prey, you play as a Native American man called Tommy, and you are... I want to say the game is set in the... Is it set in the late 90s? I forget when the game is set. It doesn't matter. Anyway, it's there's an alien invasion happening. There's a giant alien fleet above Earth that are abducting people. And you, as Tommy, get abducted, but you break out of your restraints, and you are basically running around the inside of this alien ship, blowing everything up with a various array of ridiculous alien weaponry, and it's kind of cool in like a really silly way. So where are we going to put Prey? There's that really cool sequence at the start of the game when you're getting abducted and Don't Fear the Reaper starts playing, which is pretty great. Hang on, let me just prep this. So let's... It's a bit like Turok, yes, but with... did Turok have aliens? I feel like by the time you get to like Turok 2 and 3, it's aliens. Yeah. It's like Turok, but without the dinosaurs, yeah. It's better than Rise of Nations, it's better than Stubbs the Zombie. It's a better game than Trauma Center, but it's not as good as Beautiful Joe. So it's going between Trauma Center and Beautiful Joe. Remember, every single game on this list is a game I like a lot. So even if a game is down at the bottom of the list, it's still one of my favourites, because that's what we're ranking here, favourites. Okay, next game. I'm gonna get some people groaning with this one because it's one of those games that like you couldn't escape for several years, and I think it kind of developed like a bad reputation among some people because they just couldn't get away from it in the media or from their family or on the internet. But I think it's a very, very good game, and that game is the Wii Pack-In classic, Wii Sports. Is Wii Sports the greatest pack-in title of all time? It might be. It might be. for many people, it was the only game they played on their Wii. You know? And unfortunately, I don't have the full-size plastic box. I've got the cardboard sleeve version of the game, because by the time I got around to getting a Wii, Nintendo had started... or Tetris, yes, Tetris is also a fantastic pack-in game right there. That's true. Tetris absolutely rivals Wii Sports. Yeah, by the time I got around to getting a Wii, Nintendo had started putting cardboard sleeve versions of this game in with their console instead of the full plastic case version. Wii Sports is legitimately sick. Everyone, I think, would agree bowling is the best of the games on the collection. Then I would say followed by golf. Golf is number 2. Then boxing. Then baseball. Then tennis. Tennis was my least favourite. Tennis was like, there was no nuance to tennis. It was just like, you would just wave the Wiimote as fast as possible to keep your guy on the court constantly waving the racket backwards and forwards. Like, you didn't even have to move the player. The game would move the player for you. All you had to do was, you know, swing the Wiimote. So tennis is kind of the least interesting of the minigames. Yeah, man, it's bowling and golf, right? Like, those are the two. Those are the two that people spent the most amount of time playing. Where are we going to put Wii Sports? Wii Sports is kind of... It was a little bit unfortunate for Nintendo there. They accidentally packaged in one of the best reasons to own a Wii with the console itself. So, like I said, a lot of people just bought the Wii and then played nothing but Wii Sports on it. A lot of people's grandparents, I imagine, did that. A lot of care homes. It's better than Sonic Advance 2. It's better than 1080 Avalanche. Wii Sports is probably a better game than Soul Reaver 2. It's better than Dr. Kawashima's Brain Training. I think it's better than the original Paper Mario. It's better than Worms World Party. It is not as good as Resident Evil Deadly Silence, so it goes between Worms World Party and Resident Evil Deadly Silence. There it is. It's currently our new number 90. Okay. Excellent. Alright, next game. I do not have a physical copy of this next game because it didn't ever get a physical release. This was a digital-only game. And I wonder how many people played this. This is maybe one of the best games Sega put out during the mid to late 2000s. And that game is Afterburner Climax. Afterburner Climax is incredible. It's basically This is I believe their second attempt at making a fully 3D Afterburner game. Their first attempt was oh no, what was that? What was the Saturn game called? We played it. Oh no, I don't remember the name of the Saturn game. That was the Afterburner spin-off. Sky Target. Yeah, there we go. Sky Target. Thank you. Sky Target was Sega's first attempt at doing a full 3D Afterburner, and while I think Sky Target is neat, I think it lacks some key Afterburnerness. It needs to be... Afterburner needs to be extremely colourful and extremely fast. I felt like Sky Target lacked the the intensity and speed of Afterburner 2, and that's where Afterburner Climax comes in. Afterburner Climax looks incredible. Like, Afterburner Climax still looks amazing. You go look at some really good quality, like, HD footage of Afterburner Climax, that game looks fucking sick. It still looks so good. Oh my god. Did they ever get around to doing a Steam release of Afterburner Climax? Let me just double check. No, they never got around to putting a Steam version of Afterburner Climax. Afterburner Climax, I believe, is still... I'm not sure what the team that made it. It might be the same team as F-Zero GX. It's definitely got the same sort of like energy and feel to F-Zero GX. Like sense of intensity as F-Zero GX. This like senseless devotion to pure speed, to the point where it makes the game borderline like too hard. Yeah, I believe the like Afterburner Climax, I think to this day is still only like arcades, Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. I think they're the only releases, official releases, which is sad. Sega needs to get on top of their PC ports. They need to start doing that sooner rather than later. Luckily, my PlayStation 3 still has Afterburner Climax still installed on it, so I'm good for now, at least. Where are we going to put Afterburner Climax? It's a better game than Deadly Silence. It's better than the original Call of Duty. I would say it's a better game than Virtua Tennis 2. It's better than Killer 7. It's not as good as Warrior Within. I have a very complicated relationship with Warrior Within. I really like Warrior Within in a very begrudging way. There we go. So it's our new number 85. Afterburner Climax. Cool game. Extremely cool game. Okay. Next game, do I not have a copy of the next game? Oh, I do. I do have a copy of the next game. Speaking of games I begrudgingly like. Hang on. This next game is a game that I begrudgingly like for similar reasons to Warrior Within. That game is The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, of which I still have my original GameCube copy. Yeah, Twilight Princess is a complicated one. Some people would... in some way you could describe Twilight Princess as like the Star Wars prequels of the Zelda franchise. And what I mean by that is people who were like already like in their teens and late teens and adults when Twilight Princess came out and had already played previous Zelda games kind of didn't like it that much. Like, they're much more likely to pick fault than, shall we say, kids for whom this was their first Zelda game. I definitely find this when I talk to people that if their first Zelda game was like Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, or Wind Waker, they tend to look down on Twilight Princess, whereas if Twilight Princess was their first Zelda game, they love it because it's their first, right? You always love your first, whatever. Yeah, Twilight Princess is neat. But man, the art style, I hate grimdark stuff. I hate grimdark stuff. And I think to this day, Twilight Princess is like the most like. Some people might say Majora's Mask is a little bit more grimdark than Twilight Princess in some ways. I would say, okay, Majora's Mask's story is a little bit darker and more grimdark than Twilight Princess's story, but in terms of its art style, Twilight Princess is the more grimdark. It's extremely depressing. It's got a very depressing atmosphere. The people who like it would call it melancholy. There's a very interesting video by oh no, what's his name? I'm blanking on the name. Hang on, let me look him up quick. There's a Jacob Geller. There we go. Jacob Geller, a well-respected YouTuber, did a video called "Every Zelda is the Darkest Zelda," which is actually, I think, one of his best videos. In which he very much has the same like description of this game. He describes it as being like one of the first games he played, and he really dug the really like moody, like melancholic atmosphere of the game in like a way that I thought was very interesting, in a way that I hadn't really thought before. And really, after watching his video, I kind of found a new respect for Twilight Princess's tone, you know? Whereas before, when Twilight Princess first came out, I was very much like, oh my god, what have they done? Like, Wind Waker is such a cool game, its art style, it's so colourful and lively, and it looks amazing. Why would they go grimdark? Oh no, what have they done? But in you know, as years have gone by, I've kind of, like I said, I found a new respect for Twilight Princess, even though it's nowhere near my favourite Zelda. I respect it more. So where is Twilight Princess going to go? It's better than Warrior Within, it's better than Blood Rain 2, it's better than Project Rub, it's better than Beyond Good and Evil. It's better than Amp 3, I think it's better than Black and White, I like it more than Nintendogs. I like it more than Second Sight. But I don't like it as much as WarioWare for the GameCube. It's going between WarioWare, Inc. and Second Sight for me. There we go. Twilight Princess. An okay Zelda game. No, it's actually a very good Zelda game, but I'm just not super into the art style, personally. Okay, next game. Okay, we are now going to the PC. For another Total War game. Medieval Total War... Okay, sorry, Medieval 2 Total War. I never get used to the naming conventions of the Total War franchise. I have a physical copy with me still. This gold edition comes with the main game plus the expansion pack, Kingdoms. So Medieval 2 was the last Total War game I got really into. It wasn't the last one I played, but this was the last one that I really liked. I didn't like it as much as Rome, but Medieval 2 is still, I think, a really, really excellent Total War game. After Medieval 2, you start getting into like the Napoleonic era stuff, like Empire Total War, Napoleon Total War, stuff like that. And those games, I just didn't. Nah, man, I'm just not into those. And I tried Rome 2. I tried Shogun 2. I couldn't get into those either. I think my days with the Total War franchise might just be over. I think I might just be done with these games, which is sad because I spent a lot of very like late nights playing Total War campaigns. Where would I put Medieval 2 Total War? I keep wanting to call it Total War Medieval 2 or Medieval Total War 2, but no, it's Medieval 2 Total War. It's better than Jungle Beat. It's better than Evil Genius. I like it more than Sonic Rush. I don't like it as much as Space Channel 5. So it's going between Space Channel 5 Part 2 and Sonic Rush. Oh, God damn it. There we go. There we go. Okay, next game. What is it? Oh, okay, we're going to the Xbox 360 for the next title, because this game was a 360 exclusive. It's a little game from Rare, and it's called Viva Pinata. There's a copy of Viva Pinata right here. Viva Pinata is wonderful. Viva Pinata is a wonderful, wonderful game. It is everything that is good about Rare's art style, like Rare's in-house art style, right? It is very colourful. It is very goofy. It has very... It has some very British humour, very silly, like it's a combination of like slapstick and dry humour in that way that you see a lot from a lot of like British media. Viva Pinata is an excellent fucking game, and what is it? It's a garden simulator, right? You're planning and constructing an elaborate garden, and you're using your garden to try and attract and then keep various types of animals. So you're placing things in your garden to attract certain animal species, and then you're trying to keep those animal species happy, and then maybe get those animal species to breed, right? And it's that classic style of gameplay where you're spinning plates. How many plates can you keep spinning? And in this case, the plates are different species of animals. How many different species of animals can you keep happy at the same time without any of them leaving? And it's a really, really excellent implementation of that idea. Viva Pinata is, I think, one of Rare's best games ever. It's one of their best 5 games ever made. I would say easy top 5 Rare game. Viva Pinata. Where are we putting Viva Pinata? It's better than Space Channel 5. It's better than Advance Wars Dual Strike. It's better than WarioWare Touched. It's better than Vampire the Masquerade. I like it more than Ikaruga. I don't like it as much as Quake 4 though, so it's going between Quake 4 and Ikaruga. There we go. Okay. Next game. This game I no longer have a physical copy of. I sold it at some point, years ago. Part of me wishes I'd kept hold of it, but realistically, would I have ever played it again? It's one of those games that you play through once and then you get everything you need out of it, and then you never really want to play it ever again, even if you really, really liked it. and that game is the original Dead Rising. The original Dead Rising is a fantastic early Xbox 360 game. It was one of those games you bought to like really... it was one of those games you bought to really show off the hardware, because I'm going to say in the early, like the first 2 years of the Xbox 360, there weren't actually that many games that you could play on it that really showed off what the hardware was capable of. A lot of early Xbox 360 games just kind of looked like up-resed PS2 games. Like they look like a game that could have been on the PS2 but in standard definition, you know what I mean? They kind of have that look to them. And it wasn't really until you start getting to like the end of 2006, like a year after the platform came out, when you start getting like games that really like that look like they could not possibly ever have been on the previous generation, right? And Dead Rising, the thing about Dead Rising that impressed everyone was the it was the sheer number of character models on screen. You could have hundreds and hundreds of zombies on screen at one time. Yeah. Dead Rising is basically a Muso game. It's like, I guess, yeah, it's essentially a Muso game, but without Lu Bu. But honestly, like Dead Rising is like it handles crowds way better than any Muso game, because you play a lot of Muso games, even Muso games now, and it's like the game will render in about 50 people directly in front of you, and then nothing past those 50 people, even though they're appearing on the radar. And it's like, no, if you want to see the rest of the enemies, you've got to get closer to where they are on the radar before they render in. I haven't played a Muso game in a long time. I actually don't know how well those games handle distant crowds, because the way it used to be, they just didn't handle distant crowds, only enemies that were close to you. Anyway, Dead Rising is a really, really cool game. A really fucking difficult game as well. Dead Rising is no joke. Extremely fucking hard. Also, it was a game that I think for a lot of people didn't realise at the time. It was a run game. You would play the game, you would earn upgrades, and then you would die. And then you'd have to start the game from scratch again, but you keep the upgrades you got from your previous run. So it's a game you have to play multiple, like a dozen or so times before you even really have a realistic shot of finishing the campaign. Which I think some people got a little bit pissed off by. They weren't used to that style of progression. So where are we going to put Dead Rising? Dead Rising is better than Quake 4. Dead Rising is better than Luigi's Mansion. Man, the other Capcom zombie game. Is it Dead Rising or is it the Resident Evil remake? For me, it's Dead Rising. It's better than the original Ratchet and Clank. It's better than Rez. It's better than Jet Set Radio Future. It's better than... I would say it's better than Pokemon Ruby Sapphire. But I don't like it as much as Sonic Adventure 2, so going between Sonic Adventure 2 and Pokemon Ruby Sapphire. There we go. Oh yeah, people forget, the original Dead Rising got a port to the Wii. That's why Wii is written there in the platforms. There is a port of the original Dead Rising to the Wii. It's not very good. It's not the version you should play. It's a very bad version of the original Dead Rising, but it exists. Anyway, next game. Okay, heading to the Nintendo DS. It's everyone's favourite portable rhythm game, Elite Beat Agents. And of course I still have my copy with me. When I did my top 10 DS games a couple years ago, this game scored very highly on that list. I think this game got like 3rd place on my top 10 DS games, so this is probably going to get pretty high. Man, Elite Beat Agents is really cool. This is the game that promised us it was going to get a sequel. When you finish this game and you roll credits, at the very end of the credits, you get a little bit of text that says Elite Beat Agents will return, and then they never did. They never came back. They never returned. Unfortunately, the game just didn't sell well enough for Nintendo to pursue a sequel, so I guess but for people who really, really want like the Elite Beat Agents, there's always the oh no. What are the Japanese games called? There's 2 of them. Elite Beat Agents is a spin-off of a Japanese-only series that also came out on the DS that I don't remember the name of, where you play as a group of male cheerleaders wearing black coats and red armbands. Osu Take Oendan, thank you. Yeah. And people swear by those games, especially the second one. And then those games would also spawn a fan knockoff just called Osu. I want to say the game just called Osu has like officially has no like official ties to Oendan. It's just a fan project, right? Like that's just a fan series inspired by the Oendan games. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, Elite Beat Agents is sick. It's got such joyous energy. There's such a like a joyous, insane energy to this game that almost no other rhythm game has. I think I mentioned once before, I think on my DS video where I played it, that one of my original DS Lite has circles like carved, like scored into the touchscreen, where at various times during certain songs you'll get like a wheel that you have to spin, and you have to spin the wheel really, really fast to clear it. And so on harder difficulties, you've got to spin that thing like crazy fast, and there are actual circles carved into the touchscreen where when this game was like more relevant, you know, I would just sit there doing this as hard and as fast as possible, trying to clear those challenges. So where's Elite Beat Agents going? Man. Yeah, because the scoring system in that game is super strict as well. You can't get high scores getting just goods. You need perfects to get like the proper high scores in that game. Yeah. I think Elite Beat Agents is better than Ratchet and Clank 2. I like it more than Capcom vs SNK 2. It's better than Virtua Fighter 4. I like it more than Geometry Wars. It's better than Burnout 2. It's better than Panzer Dragoon Orta. I like it more than Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. I like it more than Cave Story. I like it more than Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow. I like it more than Tony Hawk 3. I like it more than Marvel vs. Capcom 2. It's better than Rainbow Six 3. It's better than Star Trek Armada 2. It's not as good as Project Zero 2 though. I don't like it quite as much as Project Zero 2. Project Zero 2 is an insanely good horror game. So it's going here. So our new number 38. Okay. Alright. Okay, next game. Next game is a fighting game from Sega. It is Virtua Fighter 5. Virtua Fighter 5 is a fantastic 3D fighting game. Virtua Fighter 5 is incredible. It's a shame that this game, it didn't... It's taken us 20 years to finally get a sequel to Virtua Fighter. We're finally going to get a Virtua Fighter 6 20 years later. But man, Virtua Fighter 5 is such an incredibly difficult game to follow up, even 20 years later. Like, they put out a PC port of Virtua Fighter 5 not that long ago, and this game totally still holds up. This is still a great fighting game. It holds up real well. I played a couple of hours of the PC version online, and man, I am rusty. My Sarah is extremely rusty in Virtua Fighter 5. Damn, I am just getting just torn apart. But yeah, man, Virtua Fighter 5 is still an incredible fighting game. Awesome. Great fighting game. I'm looking forward to Virtua Fighter 6, and I am wondering just how Sega intends to make a game as good or maybe even a little bit better than 5. Good luck to them, I say, because they've got that's a real tough job. Virtua Fighter 5 is better than... Yes, it's better than Project Zero 2. It's a better game than Fable. It's a better game than Freedom Fighters. It's better than Hitman Contracts. It's better than Superstar Saga. It's better than Halo 2. I think Virtua Fighter 5 is a better game than Max Payne. I like it more than Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door. I like it more than Silent Hill 2. I like it more than Yoshi's Island. I like it more than Homeworld 2. I like it more. It's a better 3D fighting game than Soul Calibur 2. It's a better game to me than Sands of Time. I like it more than the first... do I though? Do I like it more than Advance Wars? No, I don't. It's going between Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time and Advance Wars. Nope, that's not the right one. Come on, let's... Okay, also I've just realised I've screwed up. I've done some games out of order. I've actually accidentally skipped over a game, so we're going to have to go back down for this next game. Because somehow I managed to leapfrog a game in the 2006 list. I don't know how that happened. Here we go. Okay. So anyway, our next game, going back to the Xbox 360, because I don't think... Yeah, there were other versions of this game. This game came out on lots of platforms. It's just that most people, when you talk about this next game, the vast majority of people think about it on the Xbox 360, because I think that was the best version of the game. And that game is Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter, also known as GRAW, which is maybe one of the best Tom Clancy games ever made. Like I mentioned in the last stream, a lot of these older Tom Clancy games have some really outdated politics. a lot. Remember, a lot of them came out in the shadow of the War on Terror, and so, oh boy, some of the things this game talks about and the things you were asked to do maybe do not hold up to to modern shall we say political takes. Jesus Christ. Man, Graw is incredible. Graw is a very slow-paced, tactical third-person shooter where you have to very slowly and carefully make your way through an urban environment, checking rooftops, checking corners, checking windows, doorways for enemy combatants, because you go down extremely fast in this game. You take 2 bullets and you're dead. And that's only if they don't hit you in the head. If they hit you in the head, you go down in 1 bullet. You die very quickly in this game. This is not Gears of War. You do not heal. If you take a bullet, that injury stays with you for the rest of the mission. There is no hiding behind cover until you heal. You get shot, that's a bullet. That's something you have to keep with you until you either die or finish the level. In recent months, I've got a real desire to go back and play some Graw. I remember Graw being such a cool game that nothing has really done this style of like third-person combat since Graw 2. Like nothing has really done this. Like even other like more recent Ghost Recon games have kind of dropped the super punishing like strategic shooter gameplay. Like more, I think the most recent Ghost Recon is basically just a standard Ubisoft open world game, which is hilarious to me. Graw is not as good as Virtua Fighter 5. I don't like it as much as Sands of Time. I don't like it as much as Soul Calibur 2, but I do like it more than San Andreas, so it's going between Soul Calibur 2 and San Andreas for me, personally. So it's our new number 23. Okay. I don't have my physical copy with me right now, but I know for a fact I do have a physical copy of this somewhere. This next game. And that game is, for the PlayStation 2, a late PS2 game, Persona 3. Persona 3 remains my second favourite Persona game. Persona 3 is an incredibly stylish JRPG for the PS2. Persona 3 is the Persona game that like introduced the template that that these games still use to this day. So the funny thing is, up until this point, Persona 3, the Persona games all have completely different like gameplay templates. The original Persona is a first-person dungeon crawler. Persona 2 is an isometric game. They dropped the first-person dungeon crawler aesthetic completely for the second game. The third person went, the third game, the PS2 game, went. It took some of the concepts they introduced into 2 and then expanded on them a little bit more, but from a and also in some ways the third game is a little bit dumbed down from 2. I think 2 is a little bit more complex in its systems than 3 is, but what 3 lacks in complexity, it more than makes up for in style. 3 has such cool style to it. It's incredibly stylish. I think 3 has think 3 has probably, up to this point, the best, like, visual, like, style, like, art style to it in the entire franchise. I think, in terms of style, 3 beats 4, 3 beats 5. 3 is just such a cool game. Just in terms of its aesthetic.
And now it's time for live virtual stadium action with John Motson. Over to you, John.
God. So where's Persona 3 gonna go? Persona 3 is better than Virtua Fighter 5. I like it more than Advance Wars 1. I like it more than Time Splitters. I like it more than Jedi Knight 2. It's a better game than the original Animal Crossing. But I don't like it as much as Psychonauts. So it's going between Animal Crossing and Psychonauts.
That is the fattest bottom end I've ever heard.
Okay. Okay, next game is, again, another game that I do have a physical copy of, but for some reason I haven't been able to locate it for this video. I really need to get into my storage room and just start, like, organising shit again. Because obviously some stuff has started to wander between boxes, and it makes finding stuff difficult. The next... Oh, come on now. Where is it? The next game we're going to rank is another PS2 game. Okami! Also, we're like an hour in, almost, and we're still on 2006. I've got to pick up the pace. Okay. Okami, really cool, cel-shaded, Zelda-like. I'm going to call it a Zelda-like as a shorthand for its specific kind of action RPG that it is. Extremely cool, stylish game with some very unique mechanics. Okami is fucking sick. It's still good today. If you haven't played Okami, you should play Okami. It's better than Mario Sunshine. I think it's better than Rome Total War. I don't like it as much as the original Halo. So it's going between Rome Total War and Halo. So our new number 13. Okay. Next game is a game that I've talked about multiple times on my channel in the past. Again, it's another game that I do have a physical copy of somewhere, but wasn't able to locate it. It's a little driving game from Sega, and it is Outrun 2006 Coast to Coast. So I have my phone up against my microphone, and when it buzzes, I'm worried the microphone might pick that up. I'm just going to move that over here, so when it buzzes, it doesn't get picked up. Okay. Outrun 2006 is like Afterburner Climax, is just an incredibly fun and stylish and joyous sequel to one of Sega's classic late 80s arcade games, and it's just fucking... Everything about this game is just joyous and stylish and just incredibly slick. It has a fantastic soundtrack, especially Coast to Coast. Also, this is the game that put Sumo Digital on the map. Sumo Digital and Sega have had a very close relationship ever since they did a port of this game, because this was considered by Sega to be an impossible port. They, Sega that is, thought that a console port of Outrun 2 would not be possible for the PS2 and Xbox, because they considered those hardware platforms to just not be powerful enough to be able to run the arcade version of Outrun 2 as it was. Yeah, we need an updated version of Outrun 2006. There was an updated version of Outrun 2006. It was like Outrun HD Online or something that came out for the PS3 and 360 at some point. But that got removed from from listing because Sega actually lost the Ferrari license. So until Sega gets back the Ferrari license or wants to renew it, they can no longer put out Outrun games. And frankly, they shouldn't, because Outrun without Ferrari is like having Outrun without drifting. It's crucial to the game's identity. You need Ferraris in Outrun, otherwise it's just not Outrun. God, Outrun 2006 is so good. But yeah, like Sumo Digital looked at it and said, no, we can make this game run. We can make this game run on PS2 and Xbox. We absolutely can. And they did. It required them to completely rebuild the game from the ground up. You know, they couldn't really use the existing. Apparently, they couldn't use almost none. They couldn't use almost any of the arcade version's code. Yeah, the PSP port is also amazing. The fact that they got this game running on a PSP is fucking ridiculous. Like, what do you mean you got this game running on the PSP? What? There was an incredible, I don't know if it was saved, but there used to be a really good Rock Paper Shotgun article about the process of porting this game to, the then current platforms by, one of the guys from Sumo Digital, and basically goes into detail about the shit they had to do to get this game to run acceptably. And yeah, it's nuts. It's an impossible port, and because they pulled it off in such a great way, like Sega and Sumo Digital have been like this ever since, man. Sumo Digital has been like Sega's go-to like racing game developer ever since, and it's well deserved. Where are we going to put it? I like it more than Halo Combat Evolved. I like it more than Max Payne 2. I like it more than Hitman 2. I like it more than MechWarrior 4. I like this game more than Smash Bros. Melee. I like it more than Dawn of War. I do not like it as much as Advance Wars 2, so it's going between Dawn of War and Advance Wars 2. I want to say 2006 has also been delisted from Steam. Like, you can't get this game. You can't buy this game on Steam currently. Luckily, I got it on Steam before they delisted it. I also have a physical copy of the Xbox, PS2, and PC version around somewhere in a box somewhere. Again, I couldn't find them in time for this video, which irks me, but they are here somewhere. So I technically own this game 4 times. Awesome. Okay, next game. We've got to get moving. Next game, we're going back to the PC. It's one of the best. It's one of the best mods of all time. Can you guess what it is? It has mod in the name. It's Gary's mod. What can I say about Gary's mod that hasn't already been said about Gary's mod? It is the #1 mod of all time. Like, it is. It's Most people at this point still have Half-Life 2 installed on their PC, so they can play. So they can access the assets in Gary's mod. It is an incredible thing that was created to let you like fuck around with and play with the assets and physics of the of Valve's Source engine. So many weird like shitpost comics and animations and videos and other mods come out of Gary's mod, you know. Mods like Gary's mods that would then be spun off into their own separate standalone games that got their original start in Gary's mod. God, it's Gary's mod, man. It's better than Advance Wars 2. It beats F-Zero GX. I would never say that Gary's mod is a better experience than the Wind Waker, though. So it's our new number 5. It's Gary's mod. We can thank Gary's mod for Skibbity Toilet. That horrific fad from like a year or two ago that all the little kids were into. We have Gary's Mod to thank for that, so it's not like Gary's Mod is perfect. Gary's Mod may have done severe harm to modern culture. But I think I forgive it. I think I forgive it. Okay, next game. Jesus Christ. Police siren outside. Jesus. Next game is one of my favourite rhythm games of all time. Still to this day. That is Guitar Hero 2. I have a physical copy of Guitar Hero 2. It is around somewhere. If you give me 10 seconds to go and get it. Hang on. Whoops, turn the mic on. So I have the original big box release of Guitar Hero 2. This game is fucking amazing. It is, in my opinion, the best Guitar Hero. Guitar Hero never got better than Guitar Hero 2. I know there are some people out there who are big Guitar Hero 3 fans, but I never got into Guitar Hero 3 as much as I was into Guitar Hero 2. 2 for me remains the best game in the franchise. It is the high point for me. Guitar Hero 2, I think I like it more than Gary's Mod, but I don't like it as much as Wind Waker, so it's going between Gary's Mod and Wind Waker. There we go. Okay, next game. Going back, okay, staying with the Xbox 360. We mentioned this game earlier when we were talking about Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter, and it's an Xbox 360 exclusive. It was the game that kicked off the cover shooter craze for a couple years there. It is the original Gears of War. The original Gears of War is one of those games like Dead Rising that really put into perspective just how much more capable the 360 was over previous hardware, over previous generations of hardware. It's like, again, it was one of those games that you looked at and you went, oh shit, this is next gen, you know? It was the moment. It's like games like Dead Rising and Gears of War were the moment when you looked at it and you go, oh, okay, now I understand why I spent so much money on this thing. This is why. Oh, right. Okay. And it was also the game that probably helped Unreal Engine 3 become the dominant, for a lot of third-party developers, the dominant engine of that generation. So many games came out on the 360 and PlayStation 3 that used Unreal Engine 3. I like Gears of War 1 better than Guitar Hero 2, but not as much as Wind Waker, so we are triple-deckering the 2006 games here. There we go. Gears of War 1 is a really cool game. Okay, and alright. We have one game left in 2006, and it is my top-rated game for 2006. And that game is a little RPG known as The Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion. I still have my original PC copy here. It's the collector's edition that comes with the book and the coin. Am I gonna... Okay, here we go. That's how you open it. It comes... Can I... Oh my god, this is... There we go. It comes with the game disc, a making of DVD, a book about the lore of Tamriel, a map, a coin in a little plastic bag, I think it's in there somewhere, and the manual. Let me see if I can get the coin out. There it is. There's the dumb coin. There's your septim. Do you think there's somebody out there who has just been trying to buy up as many of these as possible just so they can have a big box full of septims? There has to be. There has to be someone out there who's bought hundreds of these things off various sellers just so they can amass a big pile of it. Big pile of fake fantasy coins. I fucking love Oblivion. Oblivion is not a perfect video game. It is intensely janky in some ways. The voice acting is sometimes hilarious. I understand that. But I am of the opinion that the game is like made by its flaws. Like a less janky Oblivion is not as interesting to me. Like, I came to Oblivion for the ambition of it, and I stayed because of how silly the game was. I would not have played as much Oblivion as I have over the years if it wasn't for how silly the game is at times. I fucking love me some original Oblivion. I know there was that remake they put out. Was it last year or the year before they put out that remake or remaster of Oblivion? That's like, hey, we fixed a lot of the jank and we improved a lot of the voice acting. Here you go. And I'm just sitting there going, well, that's half the fun. Why would you remove the jank and the bad voice acting? That's literally half the fun of Oblivion. Like, what have you done? Man, I love Oblivion. Oblivion is so good. I like Oblivion more than the Wind Waker. I like Oblivion more than Metal Gear Solid 2. I like Oblivion more than Resident Evil 4, but I do not like it as much as Half-Life 2, so it is our new number 2. Oblivion is an incredible game, and its position as number 2 is only like helped by the parts of it that other people call flaws, to me. Oh my god, and with that, we are done with 2006. Oh my god. Okay. So now, we have to move on. And we are now on to 2007. Okay, and our first game of 2007 is... We're going to try and pick up some speed a little bit because that first year was maybe a little bit too slow. There's my 2007 folder. There it is. Okay, 2007. It's a little game that almost no one remembers for the Wii called Resident Evil: The Umbrella Chronicles. And I do have a physical copy here. There it is. For those of you who don't know, Resident Evil: The Umbrella Chronicles is a rail shooter where you are replaying the events of previous Resident Evil games. I think it's Resident Evil 1, Resident Evil 0. Is it 1? It's 1, 0, and 3. They skipped 2 for some reason. It's 0, 1, and 3, which is strange. But you know what? I think this game is neat. As a classic Resident Evil fan, I find the first-person exploration of many of the environments from old Resident Evil games very appealing. Especially Resident Evil 1, seeing that original Spencer mansion in, like, for the time, high fidelity from, like, a first-person, perspective, really cool and interesting, and it's you know what, for a rail shooter on the Wii, it's probably one of the best of those. There were quite a few of those for the Wii, but I think it's one of the best one of those. I think they did a port eventually to the PlayStation 3 that used the PlayStation Move controllers instead of a Wiimote, I think, but I never played that version. Although I think essentially that was the exact same game, just running at a higher resolution. I don't think they actually did much to the assets, I don't believe. Resident Evil Umbrella Chronicles is a very cool game if you are a classic Resident Evil fan, but it's also a kind of a shallow game. Like I said, it's a rail shooter, and rail shooters are inherently kind of shallow. So it's not going to score super high. I'm probably going to put Umbrella Chronicles at the very bottom of the list. We have a new bottom, and that doesn't make it a bad game, that just makes it of the lowest ranking of my favourites. So the fact that it's nominated for this list at all is an honour, even though it is dead last. Okay, moving on. 2006, back to the Xbox 360 and back to Sega for another game that no one remembers because it came and it went and it had no lasting effect. It's a little game called Sega Rally, known as Sega Rally Revo, I believe, in North America. This game's really cool. It's a really cool arcade-style racing game that had some really, like, interesting tech going on. So one of the things this game does is that the track deforms as you race around the track. So as you and your opponents are racing against each other around the circuit, your tyres will, because you're racing off-road, right? You're racing across mud and snow and dirt and sand, and as you go around the circuit, you're leaving, your tyres will leave grooves in the dirt and will actually mess up the surface of the road. And so every time you race over the same patch of ground, it feels different. Like your car will kind of feel different every time you go over like the same part of a circuit because of the damage that you and the other cars have done to the surface of the track from the previous times you drove over it. So the surface of the track is constantly changing, right? And it's a really cool, interesting system. This game did not sell very well, which sucks. This is, I believe, is this still the last Sega Rally game? I don't know if there's a Sega Rally game newer than this. There might not be. Hang on. This might still be the newest one in the franchise. No, there was a Sega Rally 3D for Japanese phones, which came out the same year, 2007, and there was a Sega Rally 3 or Sega Rally Online, which came out for Xbox 360 and PS3, which I did not know about. Wait, there was a newer Sega Rally game that I didn't know about? How the fuck did I miss that? Obviously it was a digital only release. I feel like I would have known about this. Huh. Okay. The only version to reach Europe was the Xbox 360 online version, so That's still got to be available to download, right? Surely. I mean, there is a PlayStation 3 version as well, so if I have to, I can get hold of that via other means, but oh well, that's interesting to know. For years I thought this was the latest in the franchise. Oh well, cool to know it's not. Cool to know it is still sort of going, even though that last one, Sega Rally 3, came out back in 2011. So yeah, it's well over 10 years old. But it's 15 years old is the last Sega Rally game, so oh dear. Still kind of a moribund franchise, oh dear. I really like this game. It's a better game than Mafia. I like it more than Rise. It's better than Trauma Center. It's a better game than Prey. I like it more than Beautiful Joe. I like it more than Bridge Commander. I don't like it as much as Gotcha Force. So it's going here. Cool game. Okay. Next 2007 game we're going to rank. We're going to the Wii. Again. For another game that no one remembers. Super Paper Mario. Again, I have a physical copy here. Super Paper Mario is unusual in the Paper Mario franchise in that it is not an RPG. Well, No, it's not an RPG. There is not an RPG. It's a platformer. It's purely a platformer with special abilities. And for a long time, this was usually considered the black sheep of the Paper Mario franchise. For several years, like, people looked down on this game as like, oh, this is the bad Paper Mario. Like, no, it's not. It's actually really good. And I think in recent years, people have been reevaluating it. And I think it's because there have been some very bad Paper Mario games that came out on the 3DS and the Wii U, I believe. It's sticker. Okay, there's a 3DS Paper Mario game that's based on stickers that people really don't like, and there's a Wii U Paper Mario game, like Magic Paint Bucket or something. I don't remember the name of it. That people also really don't like. So I think because those two games came out that are genuinely quite bad, people have reevaluated this game as actually being pretty okay, and I like it quite a bit. So Paper Mario, Super Paper Mario rather, is it's better than Gotcha Force, it's better than Sonic Advance 2, it's better than 1080 Avalanche. I like it more than Jade Empire. I like it more than Soul Reaver 2. It's better than the original Paper Mario, I think. It's better than Worms World Party. It is not as good as Wii Sports, so it's going between Worms World Party and Wii Sports. Okay, cool. Okay, next game on the list is going back to the DS. This game was also on my top 10 DS games series. Little adventure game called Hotel Dusk, Room 215. Hotel Dusk Room 215 is a really cool, interesting, very stylish adventure game, like traditional adventure game for the DS that requires you to hold the DS sideways like a book, which I think only adds to the charm. It's one of those few DS games where you have to turn the DS 90 degrees, you know. Such a cool, interesting game. People should check this game out. It sold horribly. When it came out, it sold so poorly. So poorly, in fact, that the sequel... oh, God, what's the sequel's called? It's either called Last Window or Rear Window: The Secret of Cape West. So it's got, the sequel has a completely different title. The first game sold so poorly in North America that Nintendo didn't even bother releasing the sequel there. However, luckily here in Europe, we also got the sequel, luckily, so we got both games here. I would really, really, really like this game to receive a remaster at some point. You know, I mean, Nintendo has put out remasters of the Another Code games from the DS and Wii, so here's hoping they do the same for the Hotel Dusk games, because they are better, frankly. Yeah, Hotel Dusk is really cool. You should check out Hotel Dusk if you haven't. It's a really good DS adventure game. Oh man, Hotel Dusk is really good. I like it more than Deadly Silence. I like it more than Killer 7. I like it more than Afterburner. I like it more than Project Rub. It's better than Amp 3. I like it more than WarioWare. I like it more than Sonic Rush. It's a better DS game than WarioWare Touched. I don't like it as much as Vampire the Masquerade though, so it's going right next. It's going right next to its counterpart on the DS. Between WarioWare Touched and Vampire the Masquerade. Okay. Hotel Dusk, room 215. Hopefully one day we'll get a sequel. Oh shit. Okay, we've done games out of sequence again. Why do I keep doing this? How did I manage this? How do I... What? How do I... Okay, staying on the DS, but now going down the list, because I somehow managed to do this out of sequence. We have the original Professor Layton and the Curious Village, which I still have my copy here. A really fun and interesting narrative puzzle game for the DS that has the trappings of an adventure game, but it's not. It's a puzzle game. And it's very charming, very stylish. It's not as good as Hotel Dusk though. Absolutely not. It's not as good as WarioWare. It's not as good. It's not as... Man, it's not as good as Sonic Rush. It's not as good as Evil Genius. It's not as good as Jungle Beat. Not as good as Twilight Princess. Second Sight is a better game. It's a better DS game than Nintendogs, but it's not as good as Second Sight, so... It's going between Second Sight and Nintendogs. For our new number 92. Okay. Moving on. Going back to the Wii again. For our Suda 51 classic. No More Heroes. I have my original copy here. No More Heroes is an alternative action game. No More Heroes is a really fucking weird game. You play as a character called Travis Touchdown. And you are a bounty hunter, and you have to very slowly work your way up the bounty hunter rankings, because apparently in this universe, bounty hunters hunt each other, because apparently that's a thing in this universe, but whatever. And it's such an incredibly silly and cool game that maybe doesn't hold up super well in terms of its gameplay. but my god, is it cool. This game has incredible cool factor. I've talked about cool factor a lot on my channel over the last couple years, and people always underestimate a game's cool factor. And this game has so much cool factor. It's fucking awesome. It's better than Ratchet. It's better than Dead Rising. Is it better than Dead Rising though? No, it's not. It's not better than Dead Rising. It's going between Pokemon Ruby and Dead Rising. There we go. No More Heroes. Really, really cool, if maybe a little bit flawed game. Okay. Next game, going back to the Xbox 360. This is a game I've also talked about multiple times in the past. It is an Xbox 360 exclusive called Ace Combat 6 Fires of Liberation. This game is fucking ridiculous. This is the game that made me fall in love with the Ace Combat franchise. And I have and they're like incredibly silly like universe that they refer to as the Strange Reel, where it's a very somewhat grounded universe. They use very like realistic planes and realistic ships and weapons, you know, right up until the point, like, and I think a lot of the planes are actually officially licensed. I think a lot of the planes in the Ace Combat franchise are like officially licensed planes, like they're real planes. But it's set in a strange alternate universe where those planes still exist, but everything else is different. The names of countries are different. The names of governments are different. Culture is different, but for some reason they have the same planes as us. And it's all very like grounded and realistic, right up until you get halfway through the game when the sci-fi shit starts happening. And the sci-fi shit I'm talking about is usually in the form of like giant flying like aircraft carriers, like massive like tanks the size of sports stadiums, and intercontinental ballistic cannons the size of skyscrapers. like bigger than a skyscraper. It gets really ridiculous in terms of its like fictional technology, and it's just so cool and dumb and cool and dumb the best way. Ace Combat 6, I like it more than Dead Rising. I like it more than Sonic Adventure 2. I like it more than no, I don't like it as much as Chaos Theory, so it's going between Sonic Adventure 2 and Chaos Theory. Ace Combat 6 Fires of Liberation. Okay. Next game, going back to the Wii. I want to say this game was considered by some to be the dark horse of its franchise until relatively recently, shall we say. But I always liked it quite a lot, actually. I think it's tied for best entry in the franchise to me, and that game is Metroid Prime 3 Corruption, of which I still have my copy here. Yeah, Metroid Prime 3 Corruption is in my head tied. Maybe no. It's, again, it depends on what day you ask me. Some days I'll say Metroid Prime 1 is the best game in the franchise. Some days I'll say Metroid Prime 3 is the best game in the franchise. I think Prime and Prime 1 and Prime 3 are very close. I think Prime 1 might be a tiny bit better, like a tiny bit better. It's hard because 3 is so good. 3 is so good. It's better than Metroid Prime 2 for sure. It's better than Doom 3. I like it more than Cave Story. It's a better game than... It's better first-person shooter than Future Perfect. Where's Prime 1? There's Prime 1. Okay, it's... Yoshi's Island is a better game. I like Tales of Symphonia more. Silent Hill 2 is a better game. Thousand Year Door is a better game. I like Max Payne 1 more, even though mechanically Max Payne 1 is very dated. I like Halo 2 more than Prime 3, but I like Prime 3 more than Freelancer, so it's going between Halo 2 and Freelancer. Nope, it's Ace Combat 6 again. Let's try that again. There we go. Cool. Okay, next game. This next game, I have played the Prime 1 remaster. I'm not going to rank the Prime 1 remaster because it is the same game. They've changed nothing. They just gave it a new coat of paint. It is an identical video game to Metroid Prime 1, which is already on the list, just with a new coat of paint. So if you want me to rank the remaster, imagine I put it in the same spot as Metroid Prime 1. Because it's the same video game. It's really good. It's really good. I'm hoping they do the same with Prime 2, because Prime 2 deserves another chance. Prime 2 is a good game. A lot of people shit on Prime 2, but I like Prime 2. It's maybe got a little bit too much backtracking, but it's just a little bit too much backtracking, but Prime 2 is still really good. Next game I do have a physical copy of, but haven't got it because the box is massive. Because I was one of the really dumb people who bought the Legendary Edition with the helmet. That's right, it's Halo 3. That's right, I've got the Legendary Edition with the big stupid helmet that's too small to actually wear, so it's just an ornament you put on your shelf. That's out in my storage room. Halo 3 is like the last Halo game I enjoyed. Or rather really got into, because I played some of ODST and liked it. I played some of Reach and liked it. But then after Reach, I was kind of completely done. Halo 3 was the last Halo that I was 100% in on. It was the last one I finished. 3 is really good. It was a great game to like finish the trilogy. It should have been a trilogy, but they kept going. And I feel like Halo's never really been as good or as popular since 3. 3 was kind of the high watermark for the franchise, and it's been a very, very gradual, slow downhill slope ever since. Yeah, I loved playing 3 so much. 3 is a better game than Metroid Prime 3. It's a better game than 2 for sure. I like Halo 3 more than Max Payne 1. I like Halo 3 more than Thousand Year Door. I do not like Halo 3 as much as Silent Hill 2. So it's going between Silent Hill 2 and Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. There we go. Okay, next game. Do I have my physical copy? I do have my physical copy of the next game. Okay, next game we're going to the PC, because it's 2007, and if there's one PC game people are talking about, it's the original Crysis, of which I still own my original physical copy of. Crysis is an incredible first-person shooter. It's also the game that destroyed my PC at the time. Like literally. I was playing Crysis at the time on a PC that had nowhere near the recommended specs for Crysis, so I was playing it on a relatively, I was playing it on low to medium settings at the time. I can't remember what graphics card I was using. It might have been God, what even was it? I don't even remember the graphics card I was using at the time. It was a long time ago, but it was not an up-to-date graphics card in 2007. I think it was a couple years old by 2007. But I was also trying to run it on originally, when I first got this game, I was trying to run it on a Pentium 4, which was a mistake because technically you can run Crysis on a Pentium 4 technically, but you shouldn't do that because it runs like shit. I had to build essentially. Not for long, because you know what happened on that Pentium 4 machine that I tried to run Crysis on? It blew up the power supply. It was pushing the CPU and graphics cards so hard that the power supply couldn't cope. And I was sitting there playing Crysis and I was thinking, what's that burning smell? And then a minute later, my PC just went dead. I'm like, what the fuck? Oh my God, what happened? And I figured it out. It was the power supply had died, completely died. It could not cope with the power draw that this game was asking for. And I used that as an excuse to finally build my first PC. So I built my first PC in early 2000, late 2007, early 2008. I remember it was a you remember the Intel Core 2 Quad Q66, which was a favorite for budget PC builders back in the mid to late 2000s, because it was extremely good value for a quad-core CPU. It wasn't a true quad-core. I think it was a dual-core with 2 additional logical cores. That's why they called it a Core 2 Quad, because it was technically a dual-core, but it ran like a quad-core. A lot of people, budget-conscious PC builders back then, in 2007, 2008, built PCs using the Q6600, because it was just such good value for money. And that's what I based my first PC build on. Because up until that point, I'd upgraded I'd had a pre-built that I upgraded, and then I got to a certain point where I felt I couldn't upgrade the video card anymore, so I bought another pre-built, and then that would last me a few years, and I'd maybe upgrade the video card once on that. But yeah, 2000 Crysis was the game that convinced me to make a PC from scratch for the very first time, and I've been doing that ever since. Really awesome game. It blew up my PC, but it's a really awesome game. I like it more than Halo 3. I like it more than Silent Hill 2. I like it more than Tales of Symphonia. It's not as good as Yoshi's Island. So it's going between Yoshi's Island and Tales of Symphonia. New number 35. Okay, next game. Okay. Next game is BioShock, the original BioShock, of which I should have a physical copy, but don't have one with me at the moment. I swear I've got a physical copy of BioShock somewhere. So I originally played this on the 360, and then eventually got a PC copy, because the 360 version does not run super well. But Bioshock is a really cool game. Spiritual successor to System Shock, even though some people don't like to admit it. Bioshock is better than Crysis, but not as good as Yoshi's Island. So it's going between Yoshi's Island and Crysis. Okay. Next game. Some people might be surprised by this next one, but bear with me. Bear with me. Are you ready for it? It's PopCap's best game, Peggle. Hell yeah, Peggle. If you don't know what Peggle is basically a game where you are dropping balls into a playfield filled with little pegs, and your job is to bounce the ball off of a certain number of those pegs before you run out of balls. And it sounds incredibly simplistic and dumb, but my god, is this game charming and stylish. And it's if you've never played Peggle, you don't know, you don't understand. You simply don't understand. You need to play Peggle to understand. Peggle is an incredibly addictive game, and it was the game a PopCap put out before they put out Plants vs. Zombies, and I think Peggle's better than Plants vs. Zombies. Peggle's incredible. Plants vs. Zombies is a game you finish and then maybe go back to and a couple years later. Peggle is a game I never really stopped playing. I play it on and off constantly on various platforms. Peggle is a really addictive game about bouncing balls off of pegs. It sounds ridiculous, but trust me, it's really fucking good. I would take Peggle over Bioshock. I would not take it over Yoshi's Island. So we've got another triple stack here of 2007 games. There we go, it's our new number 35. Okay, going back to the Xbox 360, for something a little bit more mainstream, going back to Tom Clancy, is Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter 2, otherwise known as GRAW 2, of which I have here. GRAW 2 might be my favourite Tom Clancy game ever. Like, it might be the high point of the franchise for me. Like, I don't think there's a Tom Clancy game for me that's better than GRAW 2. GRAW is everything that was good about the original GRAW, but enhanced. You have daytime progression, so the longer you spend in a mission, day will slowly turn to night, night will slowly turn to day. You have expanded mechanics, you have access to like additional drones in Advanced Warfighter. I think in the original Advanced Warfighter you had a drone, you had an aerial drone that you could use to try and pinpoint enemies. In Advanced Warfighter you have access to a wheeled drone as well. There's like a mini armoured car that follows you that can hold ammo and supplies and like first aid kits, and you can also send it off to like scout the area that you can control, and that's a really cool idea. Oh man, we should play through the GRAW games at some point. I don't know when, but at some point we're going to do Let's Plays of GRAW 1 and GRAW 2. I fucking love the GRAW games. They're so good. Oh. You know what, Ubisoft? Remaster the GRAW games. Do it. Reissue the GRAW games. Because they're so fucking good. Oh, man. I played so much GRAW multiplayer. It's unreal. Like, for a solid year, like Graw 1 and Graw 2 were my go-to multiplayer games when I was playing online on the Xbox. It's like it was my go-to 360 multiplayer game for a really long time. My God, they're really cool games. The Tom Clancy franchise hasn't been good since, in my opinion. I just haven't cared about anything in that franchise since Graw 2. At least I don't think so. Can't remember, but I'm pretty sure Graw 2 was the last one I really cared about. It's better than... Where's Graw 1? Where's Graw 1? There it is. There's Graw 1. It's better than Graw 1. I like it. I like it more than Soul Calibur 2. I like it more than Sands of Time. It's not as good as Virtua Fighter 5. Okay. Moving on. Okay, next game. It's another harmonics rhythm game. But it's not Guitar Hero. Can you guess what it is? That's right. It's the original Rock Band. Rock Band is a really important release for like this generation of consoles. It is maybe the party game of the generation. Whoops, don't do that. Rock Band basically takes the core idea that Harmonix started with Guitar Hero and basically like includes the entire band. So it's not just guitars, it's drums, it's singing, it's bass and rhythm guitar. It's so cool and slick, and it's such an obvious improvement on the initial Guitar Hero idea, because I think Harmonix took Guitar Hero as far as they could with Guitar Hero 2. And then instead of wanting to do another Guitar Hero, they really wanted to expand on that core concept more. And the natural progression was make a whole band, make the game about the whole band, you know, playing together. And Rock Band is so good. It's a better game than Virtua Fighter 5. It's... Rock Band 1 is maybe a little bit bare bones on features, I feel. Like Rock Band 2 didn't get genuinely, Rock Band didn't really truly find its feet until Rock Band 2. But Rock Band 1 is still an incredible game, especially for the time. It's better than Advance Wars 1. It's better than Time Splitters 2. It's better than Jedi Outcast. But it's not as good as the original Animal Crossing, so it's going between Jedi Outcast and Animal Crossing. Okay. Next game, we're going back to the Wii. Probably for one of the platform's best platformers. Can you guess what it is? That's right, it's Super Mario Galaxy. 2007 was a really fucking good year for video games. I'm just realizing that. So much really good stuff came out in 2007. That was an incredible year. Super Mario Galaxy is fantastic. One of the best Mario games ever. Still. It's, you know what it is? It's a hell of a lot better than... a hell of a lot better than Sunshine. It's better than Rome. It's better than Okami. It's better than Halo 1. It's better than Max Payne 2. It's better than MechWarrior 4. It's better than Melee. It's a better game than Dawn of War. It's better than Outrun 2006. Better than Advance Wars 2. It is not as good as F-Zero GX. There we go. Okay, next game. This game I do not have a physical copy because I bought it on Steam and it remains the only version of the game I own. It's a little first-person puzzle game from Valve. It's the original Portal. Portal is a fantastic first-person puzzle game. Nobody saw it coming. It's one of those great surprises that Valve put out that nobody saw. It's like, oh, like everyone expects a Half-Life. Everyone expects, like there were some people who were expecting a new Team Fortress, even though maybe not in the exact form that they got it, But Portal was one of those little projects that no one saw coming, and when it came out, it kind of blew everyone's minds. Because you see, like, you don't truly understand Portal until you see somebody play Portal, and then that little feeling in your brain just goes, and you start to understand, like, holy shit, how did nobody think of this style of, like, this style of gameplay before? It's such an incredibly cool idea. Portal is incredible. Portal is a better game than... I would say Portal is a better game than Mario Galaxy. Portal is a better game than F-Zero GX. Is Portal a better game than Garry's Mod? I mean, Garry's Mod is not really a game, it's a sandbox for people to come up with their own games. I'm going to say, as a standalone product, yes, Portal is a better thing than Garry's Mod. Portal is better than Guitar Hero 2. It's better than Gears of War 1. It's not as good as the Wind Waker. It's not as good as the Wind Waker. So Portal is going between Gears of War and the Wind Waker. Okay. Alright, okay. Another game from 2007. This is a game that I had thought was older than this, but I double checked and apparently yes, this game came out in 2007, which is way later than I expected. I thought this game was like a 2005, maybe even 2006 release, but no, 2007, man. I'd forgotten just how late on the PS2 this was. It is a little game from Vanillaware. It is, in my opinion, their best game still. Vanillaware has not put out a game better than this. It is Odin Sphere. Odin Sphere is a 2D side-scrolling RPG where you are playing the role of multiple characters with completely different fighting styles. It's an action RPG. It's like a combination of a stylish action game like a Devil May Cry and like an RPG. So you get experience, you get like new moves, new equipment, stuff like that. And it's incredibly fucking stylish, and it's got gorgeous art. This was a gorgeous, gorgeous PS2 game. And it remains gorgeous. It is maybe one of the best 2D games ever, best looking 2D games from an art style standpoint ever made. And it controls incredibly well. This game, the combat system in this game is so much fun in a way that Vanillaware themselves would fail to replicate in future games that we will talk about at some point later. Maybe this... this video, I think. Odin Sphere is still excellent. It's straight up their best game. Vanillaware has never topped Odin Sphere. I want to say Unicorn Overlord came very close, but Unicorn Overlord is still, I would say, not quite as good as Odin Sphere. Odin Sphere, I think Odin Sphere is a better game than the Wind Waker. I would take Odin Sphere over Metal Gear Solid 2. I would not take Odin Sphere over Resident Evil 4. So it's our new number 4. Odin Sphere is incredible. Okay, alright, next game. Where are we? We are at 2 hours, Jesus Christ. Okay, we're going to have to pick up some speed here, because I said I didn't want this video to go over 3 hours. Okay, we're going to have to pick up some speed. I'm going to not talk as much about the games from now on, I'm so sorry. Where is it? Where is it? Where are you? Where's the box art? God damn you. There it is. Okay, next game, going back to the Xbox 360. The original Mass Effect. Fantastic sci-fi RPG from BioWare. Creators of Jade Empire and other games. In my opinion, Mass Effect never got as good as Mass Effect 1 ever again. I understand that most people choose Mass Effect 2 as the best in the franchise, but for me, there's just something about Mass Effect 1 in terms of its like tone and atmosphere that Mass Effect 2 just wasn't the same. Mass Effect 2 has better gameplay, better combat by far, but there's just something about the feel of the universe and the world and the tone of the story that is not quite as good as Mass Effect 1. So Mass Effect 1 remains my favourite in the franchise. Mass Effect 1 is a better game than Odin Sphere. It's not better than Resident Evil 4. Okay. And then last game of 2007. You might have guessed it. Maybe, possibly. It's a first-person shooter. It kind of changed first-person shooters moving forward. Its effects can still be felt across the industry. It is a little game called Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare is an undeniable moment in the franchise when this game came out and everyone realized, holy shit, first-person shooters can never be the same ever again. And then you started seeing everyone trying to make their own Call of Duty, like Modern Warfare knockoff. There are so many really bad Modern Warfare knockoffs in like the 360 and PS3 generation that just were nowhere near as good. I'm going to say Call of Duty 4 is a better game than Resident Evil 4, but I do not like it as much as Oblivion. So it's our new number 3. There we go. And that's it for 2007. Okay. Clear the document. Okay, 2008. Let's get cracking, because we are 2 hours in and I want to get this done. Okay, 2008. Whoops, there we go. Our first 2008 game is a little game from Ubisoft called Far Cry 2. Far Cry 2 is a fascinating game. It's not the first game to use the current Far Cry template. That would be Far Cry 3, but Far Cry 2 is like a weird like middle point. Like they're trying to get there. You can see the bones of what would become Far Cry 3 in Far Cry 2, but it's not quite there yet. But Far Cry 2 kind of has like an appeal, like a very unique appeal, all on its own. It's a very, because it's nothing like Far Cry 1, and it's not quite like Far Cry 3. It's kind of very unique in its gameplay. It's a very flawed game, but my god, is it interesting! It's better than Rise of Nations. It's better than Stubbs the Zombie. It's better than Trauma Center. It's not as good as Prey. Okay. Cool. Alright. Next game. We are staying on the Xbox 360, or I guess this game came out on other platforms as well. It's everybody's favourite comedy crime simulator, Saints Row, or rather Saints Row 2. Saints Row 2 is, I would say, the first good Saints Row game. Saints Row 1 was interesting. It was the first open world crime sim on the 360 before Grand Theft Auto 4 came out. But it's not a great game, but Saints Row 2 is when the series started like actually getting good and like genuinely interesting, and people started to realize, oh wait, no, this game is like it's like doubling down on like the goofy gang culture, like parody stuff. Saints Row 2, I like Saints Row 2 more than Prey. I do not like it as much as No, I do like it more than Beautiful Joe. I like it more than Bridge Commander. I like it more than Sega Rally. I don't like it as much as Gotcha Force. So it's between Sega Rally and Gotcha Force. Cool. Okay. Next game. Next game from 2008 is a game that most people forgot even exists. Is the completely abandoned reboot of Prince of Persia from 2008 that got completely abandoned. Ubisoft put out one game to very, very mixed reception, and then they completely abandoned this version of the character moving forwards. I, for one, really liked this Prince of Persia game, and I was a big fan of its art style, mainly. A lot of people shit on this game at the time because this was the Prince of Persia game where you couldn't die. If you fell off fell off a ledge or like got struck down in combat, you would be like saved and like moved back to like the previous area before you had that unfortunate encounter or accident. And so a lot of people don't like it because they consider it to be quote unquote too easy, which I don't agree with at all. Some of the platforming and combat challenges in this game are extremely hard. All the game does is streamline the restart process, really. You should think of the being saved aspect of the game as the game just streamlining the game over sequence, where it comes up game over and you hit restart, right? Or retry. Yeah, they decided to milk. Yeah, Assassin's Creed kind of became their big like franchise instead, right? It's like, oh my god, Assassin's Creed is making so much money. We don't need this Prince of Persia shit anymore. Because didn't the original Assassin's Creed start development as a Prince of Persia game? I want to say that was true. When that game started development, it was originally envisioned as like an open world Prince of Persia. Like a gritty open world reboot of Prince of Persia, and instead they turned it into its own separate franchise, which they called it Assassin's Creed. I think that's true. So instead they did this like very stylish reboot of Prince of Persia, which is cel shaded, by the way. This game is cel shaded. It's very subtle cel shading. It's not obvious. Until you kind of like stare at the edges of things and realize, hang on, everything's got a little black line around it. That's cel shaded. I really like this game, this 2008 Prince of Persia game, even if a lot of people don't. I think it's better than Saints Row 2. I like it more than Gotcha Force. It's better than Sonic Advance 2. It's better than 1080 Avalanche. I like it more than Jade Empire. It's better than Soul Reaver. It's better than Brain Training. It's better than Paper Mario. It's better than Worms World Party. It's not as good as Super Paper Mario. I will give it that. Okay, so it's going here. 2008 Prince of Persia. Okay, next game. We're going to the PlayStation 3. And, uh-oh, hang on. God damn it. I just realised there's a pile of 2008 games on the floor down here. I just need to grab them. Let me just grab those for a moment. Be back in 30 seconds. Okay, I'm back. And before we move on, I do have a physical copy of the 2008 Prince of Persia. There it is. Okay. Hang on. Okay. Right, next game. Going to the PlayStation 3. It is a very interesting take on the strategy RPG genre from Sega. It is Valkyria Chronicles, which I still have my copy here. Valkyria Chronicles is a really interesting franchise. I think they've made 4 of them now. Is there 4 of them? Yeah. I haven't played any of the sequels for some reason, even though I really, really like the first game. The game takes place in a weird alternate universe version of Europe. That is very obviously going through its own version of like alternate universe World War II. It's like World War II but way more anime. And this game's really cool. It's really interesting. Got very unique mechanics. I don't think there's any other franchise uses like similar mechanics to Valkyria Chronicles. I think Valkyria Chronicles is the only franchise that has, that has gameplay like it. Like no one has tried to make a Valkyria Chronicles clone. You know what I mean? There's no other RPG or strategy franchise out there that's got a similar style of gameplay. Fun fact, a lot of the people who made Skies of Arcadia worked on this game, and as a result, Vise and Ica from Skies of Arcadia make a cameo appearance in this game. That's not to say that this game takes place in the same universe as Skies of Arcadia. It doesn't, not at all, but there are alternate universe versions of Vise and Ica in this game, which I found very, 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 very endearing as somebody who really fucking likes Skies of Arcadia. So I would say this game is better than Super Paper Mario, it's better than Wii Sports, it's better than Deadly Silence, it's better than Tony Hawk Underground, it's better than the original Call of Duty. I would take it over Virtua Tennis 2. I'd take it over Killer 7. I'd take it over Afterburner Climax. It's a better game than Prince of Persia: The Warrior Within. I'd take it over Blood Rain 2. It's better than the Shining Force remake. I would take it over Beyond Good and Evil. I wouldn't take it over Amp 3. No, I like Amp 3 more than Valkyria Chronicles. So it's going here. It's going between Beyond Good and Evil and Amp 3. Okay. Right. Next game. Going back to the PC. It's a little real-time strategy game that that I'm sure no one remembers, called Sins of a Solar Empire, of which I still have my physical copy. This might be the last time I bought a physical PC game. This might be the very last time I purchased a physical copy of a PC game, because I had Steam installed by this point, and I had several games on Steam already. And I think 2008 was the last year I bought physical PC games. Sins of a Solar Empire is a really cool, massive scale RTS. It's not quite. It's not as massive as Stellaris. Like, the scale of this RTS, of this space-themed RTS, would not be exceeded until Stellaris came out. But this game takes place. It's like a. It takes place over like a solar system, right? I think you can have multiple solar systems even. So you can have dozens and dozens of planets, and you can zoom in and zoom out in real time, all the way down to like the scale of a single fighter ship, and then zoom all the way out using the mouse wheel, like seamlessly, to like the scale of an entire star system. And it's really something. I think there are things that Sins of a Solar Empire does that are still better than how Stellaris handles it. Stellaris is really, really great and has replaced Sins of a Solar Empire for me completely, but there are still certain things that I think Sins does better. Like that seamless transition from like tiny scale ship to the entire map is handled better in Sins than it is in Stellaris. In Stellaris, it's a completely separate screen. You hit the spacebar and you load up a separate map screen, whereas in Sins, it's like a seamless zoom, and it really is seamless. You know, it's impressive. Sins of a Solar Empire is a better game than Valkyria Chronicles. It's better than Amp 3. It's a better game than Black and White. It's better than Nintendogs. It's better than Professor Layton. It's better than Second Sight. It's probably not as good as Twilight Princess. So it's going between Second Sight and Twilight Princess. Really, really cool forgotten RTS. I think there is a sequel. There is a Sins of a Solar Empire 2. But I don't think that reviewed very well. I think from what I remember, people who played it thought it was kind of a just kind of more of the same as the first game, just with a slightly newer coat of paint. Okay, okay, next game. The next game we're going to look at is Fable 2. Fable 2 is my favourite Fable game. It is the high watermark for the franchise. It is an incredible Xbox 360 game. I have an extreme hankering to play Fable 2 again at some point. I'm starting to get the desire to play through this game, because I have not played this game in well over a decade, and unfortunately I no longer have my copy. Oh wait, no, yes I do. What am I saying? I absolutely do have a copy of Fable 2. I'm a moron. It's right here. For a split second there, I thought maybe I had sold my copy of Fable 2, but no, there it is. So at some point I would like to do a playthrough of Fable 2, certainly. Where's the first Fable? Fable is here somewhere. Where's Fable? I've lost Fable. I can't find the first Fable game. Where is it? Oh no, there it is, down number 57. There we go. Fable: The Lost Chapters. Yeah, Fable 2 is better than Fable 1. I would take it over Freedom Fighters. It's better than Hitman Contracts. I think it's a better game than Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga. I like it more than Ninja Gaiden Black. It's better than Freelancer. It's not as good as Metroid Prime 3. Nope. What am I doing? Go back, please. Come on now. Get with it. There we go. So our new number 52. Okay, next game. Another game from Valve. This game is Left 4 Dead. Sorry, this picture has a border around it. I didn't trim that off in time, so we're gonna have to make do. Left 4 Dead, really, really fun multiplayer survival game. You and 3 friends running around an environment, trying to get from one end of the map to the other while avoiding hordes of zombies. Extremely fun multiplayer co-op game with lots and lots of replay value. Fantastic game. I think Left 4 Dead is fantastic. It's a better game than Halo 2. I think it's better than the original Max Payne. I like it more than Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. But I would not take it over Halo 3, so it's going there. Left 4 Dead. Okay, next game from 2008. And it's another all-time classic from EA this time. A game that in some ways has never been topped. Mirror's Edge. Mirror's Edge is a first-person parkour game where you have to make it from one end of the map to the other, usually while you're being pursued by police. It's incredibly gorgeous. This game has incredible visual aesthetics. Despite a game that came out in 2008, there's just parts of Mirror's Edge that look incredible even to this day because of the strength of its art style. It looks so good. And the platforming takes some getting used to, but once you get used to it, it's so easy to get into the flow, and like you're recognizing parts of the environment that you can like climb or jump to or jump from. It's so much fun. It's such a good game. I think Mirror's Edge is phenomenal. I like Mirror's Edge more than Halo 3. I like it more than Silent Hill 2. I like it more than Tales of Symphonia. But I don't like it as much as Crysis. It's going there. It's our new number 45. Okay. Our next game, going back to the DS. Whoops, not that one. This one. There we go. This game came second in my top 10 DS series, and it's a fantastic little rhythm game. It is Rhythm Paradise, also known as Rhythm Heaven. I have my copy here. This game is an incredibly inventive and charming and addictive little rhythm game for the DS. Trying to think, where did I put? Where did I put Elite Beat Agents? Is it down here somewhere? Yeah, there's Elite Beat Agents, so... Yeah, Elite Beat Agents came third, so Rhythm Paradise is better than Elite Beat Agents. I would take Rhythm Paradise over Homeworld 2. Rhythm Paradise is a better game than San Andreas. I like it more. I like it more than San Andreas, rather. I like it more than the first Advanced Warfighter. I like it. Do I like it as much as Soul Calibur 2? I might not like it as much as Soul Calibur 2. No, I don't. Okay. It's going between Graw and Soul Calibur 2. Rhythm Paradise / Heaven for the DS. Incredible game. Okay. Next game. It's a racing game from Criterion. It is Burnout Paradise. Sorry about the image, it's not cropped. Burnout Paradise is one of the best racing games ever fucking made. It is amazing. It has been ported to every platform under the sun, except the Wii U, because it's just that good. It is absolutely still worth playing today. It is an incredible open world driving game. It is the best Burnout game. They ended the show on a showstopper. The last Burnout game, real Burnout game, was the best Burnout game. Where did I put Burnout 2? Oh, there needs to be a search function here so I can look for certain names. Okay. But whatever, it's not above us, so we're fine. Burnout Paradise is better than Sands of Time, it's better than Virtua Fighter 5, it's better than Time Splitters 2, it's better than Rock Band, it's better than Animal Crossing. I like it more than Animal Crossing. I don't like it as much as Persona 3. So it's our new number 28. Okay, next game. We're going back to the PlayStation 3. It's everyone's favourite sci-fi racing game, Wipeout, with Wipeout HD. Wipeout HD is, I think still to this day, the best in the franchise. I don't think there's a Wipeout game that has topped Wipeout HD. This game is incredible. It is one of the best racing games of that generation of hardware. And it is the last Wipeout game I cared about. Okay, Wipeout HD, also known as Wipeout HD Fury, here in Europe, because of the downloadable content, the Fury DLC, basically doubles the game's content. Let's see, I like Wipeout HD more than Psychonauts. It's better than Super Mario Sunshine. Wipeout HD is better than Rome. It's... I do not like it more than Okami. So it's our new number 24. Okay. Next game. It's a sequel to a game we've looked at earlier. It is Gears of War 2. Gears of War 2, how do I describe this? It's everything that's good about the original Gears of War, but better and more. So it's better than Gears of War 1, but I still wouldn't call it as good as Portal, so I'm going to put Gears of War 2 right above Gears of War 1. There it is. Fantastic multiplayer game, by the way. Gears of War 2, some of the best online multiplayer you could get on the Xbox 360 in 2008 and 2009, for that matter. Okay. Okay. Next game, we're staying on the Xbox 360 for now. But this game totally did come out on other platforms. What am I saying? 360 is just where I played it. It is a first-person RPG from Bethesda. It is Fallout 3. Fallout 3 is excellent. Excellent post-apocalyptic sci-fi RPG. That's my copy here. This is the Game of the Year edition that comes with all the DLC. Fallout 3 is a flawed game. It's not perfect. I think in some ways this game is actually quite ugly. Fallout 3 can be quite an ugly game at times. They would do a much better job nailing down the visual aesthetic of the first-person Fallout games with New Vegas. But Fallout 3 is a good first attempt for its art style. And also Fallout 3 was such an incredible game when it came out. I would say Fallout 3 is better than the original Portal. It doesn't beat Wind Waker. It doesn't beat Wind Waker. For me, I still like Wind Waker more, so there we go. There we go. Okay. Alright, next game. It's another sequel to a game we've already looked at earlier. It is... Where are you? Uh-oh. Oh, here it is. Rock Band 2 from Harmonix, which I have my copy here. Rock Band 2 is Rock Band really finding its feet. Like Rock Band 1 is like neat, like and really cool, but maybe a little bit limited in some ways. Rock Band 2 is them really like figuring out what this game like needed to be. Like all of the shortcomings of Rock Band 1 are solved with Rock Band 2. Fantastic multiplayer like music game. Rock Band 3 and 4 would improve on Rock Band 2, but only extremely slightly. Like Rock Band 3 is only a tiny bit better than Rock Band 2. Rock Band 4 is only a tiny bit better than Rock Band 3. Rock Band 2 is a massive improvement over Rock Band 1. I think Rock Band is better than Rock Band 2 is better than Fallout 3. I don't think it's as good as The Wind Waker. So there it is. All right, next game. Going to an Xbox 360 exclusive. It's another Rare game. It is Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts. I still have my original copy. Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts is a very divisive game in the franchise. People who love the old Banjo-Kazooie games on the N64 tend to not like this game very much because it's not just another fucking collectathon platformer. And personally, to me, thank God they didn't make just another giant collectathon platformer, because holy shit, I would not have played that. I would not have cared. I'm somebody who respects but doesn't really like the old Banjo-Kazooie games. I respect them for their technical achievement on the N64, but I don't really want to play those games. Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, however, is incredible. It is a vehicle building game where you are given a series of different objectives to complete using a vehicle. and you have to design a vehicle that's good at completing that objective. That objective might be a race, it might be a delivery mission, it might be a combat mission. You might have to destroy some enemies, you might have to fly, you might have to transport something from one side of the map to the other. And you have to transport it over, a series of different hazards. And so you have to design a vehicle around that. It's such a cool game. Oh my god, what a great game. The people who hate this game hate it for what it's not, rather than celebrating it for what it is. And what it is fucking fantastic. It is one of the best Xbox 360 games. It is a top 10 Xbox 360 game. It's better than Rock Band 2. I would take... You know what? I think Nuts and Bolts is better than The Wind Waker. Yeah, Nuts and Bolts is better than Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker. Yeah, that's why it's going to be our new number 8, between The Wind Waker and Sons of Liberty. There you go. Come at me. This game is amazing. Come at me. Okay. Next game. Okay, we've got less than half an hour left. We gotta go. Next game is 2008 Persona 4. The original Persona 4 for the PS2 is incredible. For a PS2 game in 2008, the fact that they're still putting PS2 games out of this quality, this deep into the next generation, is incredible. Persona 4 remains my favourite Persona game. Persona 4 is the fucking best. Persona 4 is better than Banjo-Kazooie, Nuts and Bolts. It is not as good as Sons of Liberty. It's our new number 8. Okay. Next game. It's a fighting game from Capcom. It is our second highest rated game for 2008. It is Street Fighter 4. I still have my original copy of Street Fighter 4. Street Fighter 4 single-handedly saved the fighting game genre. Fighting games kind of fell off from like a mainstream perspective throughout the early to mid 2000s. There just weren't many big fighting games coming out between like 2001 and 2008. There were a few, but they were like kind of weird. They weren't particularly great. The mainstream fighting game kind of mostly disappeared for like most of a decade there. In some ways that some people considered it to be kind of like a dying genre, and then all of a sudden Capcom comes out with Street Fighter 4 and single-handedly resurrects the entire genre. And it's incredible. It is one of the best Street Fighter games, hands down. It is I think it's my favourite Street Fighter game. Yeah, I think it's my favourite Street Fighter. I think Street Fighter 4 is my favourite Street Fighter game. Alpha 2 is my favourite 2D Street Fighter. Street Fighter 4 is just straight up my favourite Street Fighter overall. This game is fucking amazing. Incredible art style. That song that plays when you first boot the game up, was it Indestructible? It's such a silly but amazing song that does such an incredible job at getting you amped to play the game. There's nothing like it, man. There are few games in history that have had me so excited to play as Street Fighter 4. Oh my god. Street Fighter 4 is a better game than Persona 4. It's not as good as Sons of Liberty. And then our final game of 2008, my highest rated game, highest ranked game of 2008 is on the PlayStation 3, Metal Gear Solid 4 Guns of the Patriots, which I still have a copy here. Again, a very divisive game, very divisive game. The people who like Metal Gear Solid 4 really, really like it, and the people who don't like it really hate it. It has a lot of... There are a lot of things about this game that are maybe not great, but the high points... This game is nothing but peaks and valleys. Peaks and valleys the whole time you're playing it. The valleys are really bad, but the peaks are so insanely high. This game's high points are impossibly high, and some of the best moments of the entire franchise. For me, it beats MGS2. Metal Gear Solid 4 beats MGS2 for me. I think Metal Gear Solid 4 might actually be my favourite Metal Gear Solid game. It's just so outrageous. The bullshit that this game does, it just like it does some really bad and annoying stuff early on, but the further you get into the game, it just gets more and more insane and outrageous and keeps like outdoing itself constantly. Like it's the best parts of this game are some of my favorite gaming moments ever. Like ever, you know? The Metal Gear fight when you're piloting Rex and you're fighting Ray, incredible. The crawling down the microwave corridor as like the music plays and you're seeing everyone die and like slowly lose in a cutscene montage as you're desperately hammering the button to get down this fucking corridor before you die. Incredible. The old man fist fight that takes place at the very, very, very end of the game. Incredible. This is a game that dares and wins. The old SAS saying, who dares wins? Well, Metal Gear Solid 4 dared and it fucking won. I've never seen a game have such a bad first half. The first 2 chapters of Metal Gear Solid 4 are so just bland and uninteresting, and just to see it pull up and recover in such a spectacular way is unreal. This game is incredible. It beats Odin Sphere. I like it more than Mass Effect 1. I like it more than Resident Evil 4. This game is better than Call of Duty 4 for me. I like it... No, I don't. I don't like it more than Oblivion. Oblivion still beats it in my head, so it's my 3rd highest ranked game. Metal Gear Solid 4 Guns of the Patriots. An outrageous video game. Fucking outrageous. In some ways, still Kojima's best work. In some ways, it has simultaneously the best and worst storytelling you've ever seen. And that's it for 2008. Okay. On to 2009. And our first 2009 game, if I can bring it up, is a little DS game called from Platinum called Infinite Space. I can't be bothered to pick up. Hang on, no, I will get the physical copies. Fuck that, I'm going to get them. Give me 30 seconds. Okay, I'm back. Okay. So yeah, Infinite Space, one of Platinum's first games. A really cool and very interesting sci-fi RPG. It has a horrible story. The story is terrible. The thing that makes this game interesting is the RPG part of the RPG. You're buying and upgrading spaceships, you're organising them into like formations, you have turn-based combat between spaceships. It's really interesting. It's a really compelling style of RPG that unfortunately has a terrible fucking story. Infinite Space is... It's better than Umbrella Chronicles, it's better than C12, it's not as good as Mafia. Okay. Okay, next game in 2009 that we're going to rank is a little rail shooter called House of the Dead Overkill, of which I have my original copy still. House of the Dead Overkill is a really strange game. It exists outside of the normal House of the Dead universe. It's a spin-off game, so it doesn't take place in the same universe as any of the other House of the Dead games. It's a completely separate world, separate continuity, and it's really silly and over the top in like a completely different way. Oh, not this song. Okay. It's really silly and over the top in like a completely different way to how other House of the Dead games are. It's trying to do the Grindhouse movie aesthetic that was pretty popular around the 2008-2009 timeframe. Grindhouse, the Grindhouse aesthetic got kind of popular there for a couple years, and this game was trying to capitalize on that. I would say House of the Dead Overkill is a better game than Mafia. It's not as good as Rise of Nations, so it's going between Mafia and Rise of Nations. Okay. Next game on the PlayStation 3. It's another divisive game. Some people don't like this one, but I think it's really neat. Flower for the PlayStation 3 from that game company. The same company who put out Journey. Flower is a really interesting abstract game where you play as the wind, and you're blowing through flowers and you're picking up petals along the way. For every flower you blow through, you pick up a petal, and you become this mass of petals, basically. And you're flying around the environment in a really like cool and fluid way, solving environmental puzzles. And it's a really neat looking game. If maybe not the deepest or the longest. I think Flower is better than House of the Dead Overkill. I don't like it as much as Rise of Nations, so it's going here. Flower's really neat. It's also a really impressive technical feat for the PlayStation 3 as well. Like, this game looked amazing at the time. Like, tens of thousands of individual blades of grass rendered at the same time looked incredible back then. Like, oh my god. Okay. The next game is a little bit obscure. It's a little alternative real-time strategy game called Majesty 2. Majesty 2. Now imagine an RTS where you're not controlling the units, but you're managing the town. So like, you know how in World of Warcraft, like an MMO, you have towns where you go to the town to get quests. You get the quest at the town, and then you go and fulfill that quest, and then you go cash it in back at the town, right? What if there was a game where you are building and managing that town, and you have absolutely no control whatsoever over the heroes? The heroes are just taking quests and then doing them and then leveling up independently, and all you have to do is make sure that they have the necessary quests to go on and shops to buy upgrades at. And that's the game. You're managing basically an MMO town, and it works a lot better than you might think. It's actually really cool. Majesty 2 is still available on Steam. You should give it a try. It's really interesting. I like it more than Rise of Nations. It's better than Stubbs the Zombie. It's not as good as Trauma Center, so it's going in here. Okay. Uh-oh. There it is. It's down here. Okay. Next game. We're going back to the Wii for another Vanillaware game. One I'm not quite as fond of as Odin Sphere. It's Muramasa the Demon Blade, which is, on paper, a very similar game to Odin Sphere, except how Odin Sphere is a very stylish take on Western folklore and myths. Muramasa is a similar stylish take on Eastern folklore and myths, right? Except the main difference is the controls are horrible. Where Odin Sphere had amazing controls, Muramasa's controls are nothing like Odin Sphere's. They are a huge bummer, especially for people who are huge fans of Odin Sphere and expected this game to play like Odin Sphere. It plays nothing like Odin Sphere, which is such a bummer. But it's still a very fun game, and because it's a Vanillaware game, it is gorgeous. It is a gorgeous video game. Some of the best looking 2D art on the platform of the entire generation, like ever, in fact, ever. There was a port of this game that came out for the Vita that runs at a slightly higher resolution than the Wii version. Good luck finding it though. It didn't sell very well and so is very expensive. Muramasa is better than Trauma Center, it's better than Far Cry 2, I think it's a better game than Prey, I like it more than Beautiful Joe, I like it more than Bridge Commander. I don't like it as much as Sega Rally, so it's going here. It's our new 149. Okay. Alright, next game. Is going back to the 360. It's a little Metroidvania, or search action, or exploration platformer. Shadow Complex from Chair. Unfortunately, after making this game, Chair would be bought by Epic and then made and spend the rest of their existence making mobile games. Which sucks, because Shadow Complex is amazing. Shadow Complex is... I like Shadow Complex more than Muramasa. I think it's better than Sega Rally. It's better than Saints Row 2. It's a better game than Gotcha Force. It's better than Sonic Advance 2. It's a better game than 1080. It's better than Jade Empire. It's not as good as Soul Reaver 2. Shadow Complex is our new 143. Okay. No, not this one. There we go. Okay. Next game. It's a little PlayStation 3 downloadable game called Pixel Junk Shooter. Pixel Junk Shooter was a really neat little downloadable game for the PlayStation 3 that made extensive use of fluid physics. So the game used a lot of like physics for like liquid and gas. So a lot of the levels revolve around you manipulating bodies of water or lava or acid or big plumes of smoke. Sometimes you would have ice and the ice would slowly freeze the water. It made fantastic mechanical use of the idea of like flying around and manipulating liquid. It's a great little shooter. I think it's better than Shadow Complex. I like it more than Soul Reaver 2. I think it's better than Brain Training. I like it more than the original Paper Mario. I don't like it as much as Worms World Party. It's going here. Pixel Junk Shooter. One of the best Pixel Junk games. Okay. Boy, we've got some killers. We've got some real killers coming up. 2009 was a great year. Holy shit. Where did I put Rhythm Heaven? Rhythm Paradise. There it is. Because that's relevant, because Rhythm Paradise came second in my top 10 DS ranking, and this next game came in first. This game is Picross 3D. Picross 3D is hands down one of the best puzzle games ever made. This game is incredible. It is one of the best reasons to own a DS, an original DS. It takes the well-worn concept of a Picross puzzle and then makes it three-dimensional, which doesn't sound easy to understand at first until you play it, and then all of a sudden, like, it's another one of those brain explosion moments where you just realize, holy shit, oh my god, how did no one think of this before? This is an incredible puzzle game. I like it more than Rhythm Paradise. I like it more than Soul Calibur 2. I like it more than The Sands of Time. I like it more than Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter 2. It's not as good as Virtua Fighter 5. So our new number 43, Picross 3D. Best original DS game, in my opinion. Okay. Staying on the DS. This game wasn't ranked. I don't know why I didn't rank this game, because this is also one of my favourite original DS games. I don't know why I didn't rank it. Might have been because... Okay. Okay, so bear with me. Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver. I have my original Soul Silver copy here with the Poker Walker. I am a Gen 2 guy. Generation 2 is my favourite Pokemon generation. And it remains my favourite Pokemon generation. I haven't really truly cared as much about a Pokemon game as I cared about Gold and Silver. I really enjoyed what are they called again? Ruby and Sapphire, but I didn't like Ruby and Sapphire as much as I liked Gold and Silver. Gold and Silver are all-time great Pokemon games. For me, they are still the high watermark of most of the Pokemon franchise. They are, I don't know, I just feel like I just feel like the franchise has been spinning its wheels ever since, you know? Little improvement here, like getting a little bit worse over here, getting a little bit better over here, getting a little bit worse over here. They haven't really, like, I don't know, I just haven't been interested in Pokemon since Gen 3, and I didn't like Gen 3 as much as Gen 2. That's me. That's a me thing. I get it. That's maybe a weird take, but that's me. Where did I put Ruby and Sapphire? I don't remember where I put Ruby and Sapphire. Uh-oh. Let me just look very quickly. Uh-oh. It's here somewhere. It has to be here somewhere. Are you kidding me? Did I not rank them? I swear, yeah, I did rank them. Absolutely did. Hang on, let me just double check. They're here somewhere. I'm just not detecting them with my eyes. My special eyes. Whatever, they're here somewhere. They're probably down here somewhere. I like Heart Gold, Soul Silver a lot. I'm not gonna... I think the reason I didn't put this in my DS rankings is because these are remakes of Game Boy Color games, and I wanted to keep the DS rankings to like DS exclusive games. So technically I do like Soul Silver more than Picross 3D, but I think Picross 3D is the better exclusive DS game. Oh man, Soul Silver, it's better than Advance Wars 1. It's better than Time Splitters 2. Because think of all the shit they added for Gen 2, right? They added the day-night cycle, they added the ability to call up trainers again, to fight them again. They added the berry system, where you could, you know, give items or berries for Pokemon to hold and to use during a battle. They added an entire second world map, which was nuts at the time, and you didn't see coming. And when you beat the Elite Four and the game goes, congratulations, you beat the Elite Four. Here's the second world map, go. Like, Jesus Christ! That was amazing at the time. Incredible feeling. And also, I don't know, man. I think after Ho-Oh and Lugia, the legendaries just started getting stupid. I don't care about any legendaries after Ho-Oh and Lugia. Like, come on. Rayquaza? What the fuck is a Rayquaza? Soul Silver is better than Rome Total War. I'd take it over Wipeout HD. I would not take it over Okami, so... It's going here. Oh no, we're over 3 hours. Oh god. Oh, Jesus Christ. We might have to stop at 2009, guys. What have I done? What happened? Okay, next game. Another PopCap game. I mentioned this one earlier. It's Plants vs. Zombies. Plants vs. Zombies is a fantastic would describe it as a puzzle game. I would describe it as an action puzzle game. The original Plants vs. Zombies stands as one of the best, like one of, I guess, I would call it a puzzle game. No, it's a tower defense, right? It's tower defense. One of the best tower defense games ever made. It's incredible. That's true. We did just copy and paste the entirety of 2001 in one go, didn't we? That might be why this is happening. We just kind of went copy, paste, done, and didn't really talk about the games. Yeah, that's true. I remember now. Oh, yeah. That's why we're only at 2009 and at 3 hours. Shit. Well, I don't really want to go that long over 3 hours, so we're probably going to stop at 2009. Oh, God. Oh, dear. It'll get better as it goes on, because as it goes on, the number of games per year trends down, so there'll be less games per year to rank, so hopefully the number of years we can do per video will increase, so we might still get this done inside 10 video and inside 5 videos. So anyway, Plants vs. Zombies, cool game. I would take it over. I think it's a better game than Okami. I think it's better than Halo 1. It's better than Max Payne 2. It's better than Hitman 2. I like it more than MechWarrior 4. It's not better than Melee. Plants vs. Zombies between MechWarrior 4 and Melee. Okay. Next game. Our next game is hang on. Yeah, here we go. In my opinion, the first game in this franchise that was actually good, Assassin's Creed 2. Assassin's Creed, the original Assassin's Creed to me feels like a prototype. It feels like a prototype for what they would eventually turn into Assassin's Creed 2. Assassin's Creed 1 is a cool idea that has poor execution. But when they made Assassin's Creed 2, they kind of finally figured out how that game needed to play. Assassin's Creed 2 is still, I think, one of the best Assassin's Creed games. I think it might be my second favourite Assassin's Creed game. There's one more Assassin's Creed game that I like more than Assassin's Creed 2. You'll find out what that is at a later point. But yeah, Assassin's Creed 2 is number 2 to me on the entire franchise. Assassin's Creed 2 is better than Plants vs. Zombies. I like it more than Melee. I like it more than Dawn of War. I do not like it more than Outrun 2006. It's going here. Here we go. Okay. Going back to Harmonix with another Rock Band game. This time it's not a mainline Rock Band game, it's one of the spin-offs, and it's probably the best of all the Rock Band spin-offs, if we're honest with ourselves. It's Beatles Rock Band. I still have a copy of Beatles Rock Band somewhere. I do not know where it is. I have it somewhere. It pissed me off that I couldn't find it. This game is genuinely really good. Like, this game got me into the Beatles. You know? Before playing this game, I didn't really have an opinion on the Beatles. I just thought, well, you know, it's like an old band from the 60s and 70s. I don't really care about them. And then playing through Beatles Rock Band made me really appreciate the Beatles as a fucking band, because a lot of their music is really good and unique in a way that a lot of other bands never really replicated. It's not as good as Rock Band 2. Rock Band 2 is still my favourite Rock Band game, just from a music variety standpoint. But Beatles Rock Band is still is very, very good. It is hands down the best spin-off Rock Band game. Beatles Rock Band is probably a better game than Outrun 2006. I like it more than Advance Wars 2. It's probably better than Super Mario Galaxy. I like it more than F-Zero GX. It's better than Guitar Hero 2. It's better than Gears of War 1. It's not as good as Gears of War 2, so it's our new number 17. Okay. Okay, next game. 4 games left, and then we can call it a stream. 4 games left, everyone. One of my favourite racing games of all time, still to this day. Colin McRae Dirt 2. Which I still... Again, mostly green cover, so bear with me. In my opinion, still the best Dirt game. They never made a Dirt game better than Dirt 2, I think, personally. This game's incredible. It is also the very last game put out, well, as a exception, with the exception of that terrible fucking mobile game that they put on Steam as well. This was the very last real Codemasters racing game to bear the name Colin McRae, because the year this game came out, I want to say at least a few months before this game came out, Colin McRae would die in a helicopter crash. So yeah, so this would be the last time they would put his name on a mainstream product. And there is an achievement in this game that reflects Colin's death. If you manage to get first place in all of the traditional rally stages, this game is like a mixture of rally cross, and a couple of other types of racing all mixed in. If you manage to get first place on every single traditional rally event in the game, you unlock an achievement called I think it just says for Colin. That's it, you know. And that's quite nice. It's there to reflect the fact that, hey, we acknowledge the fact that this guy who we've been putting his name on our games for like over 10 years, he died really horribly. I think he died with his son. His son was in the helicopter as well. That's really fucking tragic. It's really fucked up. So, pour one out for Colin McRae. A real one. I really like Dirt 2. Dirt 2 is an incredible game. The menus are really silly. The menus are like music festival sort of stuff with like wavy tube men and things like that, which I think the menus are kind of still to this day still kind of crazy to look at. Man, Dirt 2. I like Dirt 2 more than Rock Band 2. I like Dirt 2 more than Gears of War 2. I don't like Dirt 2 more than Portal. So it's our new number 16. I think in North America, this game was just called Dirt 2. They did not add the Colin McRae name to it. Because the Colin McRae name wasn't as recognisable in North America as it was in Europe, so they dropped his name from the North American version. But it is there on the European version. Okay, third to final game. 3 more games left. It's a first-person shooter from Gearbox. It's the only game in this franchise that I like. It's Borderlands. Where is it? There it is. The original Borderlands is an incredible loot game. It's an incredible first-person shooter and a loot game. It has a really, really neat style, like aesthetic style. I have a copy here of the PlayStation 3 version. It's the Game of the Year version that came with all of the DLC. And if you forget, buying Borderlands Game of the Year edition also let you sign up for the early beta, the early demo of Duke Nukem Forever, before people would find out how fucking awful Duke Nukem Forever would be. Jesus Christ. I don't like Duke Nukem games. I'm sorry. I understand why some people like them, but I can't join you, man. No, sorry. I don't like Borderlands 2. Sorry. I think after Borderlands 1, I don't know. It's like I kind of just stopped caring. I kind of got everything I wanted out of the first game, and by the time I was done with the first game, like, that was it. I lost all interest. I got everything I wanted out of it. Borderlands 1 is a great game. It's a really fucking good game. Also, another really good co-op game. It's like you and 3 people online working together to clear missions is a really, really fun experience. Borderlands is better than Colin McRae Dirt 2. It's not as good as Portal. There we go. Okay. Next game. 2 more games left in this year. We're almost there. We're almost there. Hold on. It's an open world destruction game from Volition, or Volution, however you want to pronounce their name. It is Red Faction Guerrilla. I still have my original copy of Red Faction Guerrilla. Red Faction Guerrilla was an incredible game when it came out. It was one of those games that you play and it shows you something you've never seen before, you know. It had a level of, like, granular destruction you have never seen before. You can rip apart buildings in such precise ways. And then if you damage a building enough, they will just kind of collapse in on themselves in like a semi-realistic fashion, in a way that looked really cool at the time. One downside, because I played this game on 360 originally, one downside, when this game first came out, the 360 version ran like shit. It ran really bad. The console version of this game had a terrible frame rate, but you didn't care. This was maybe one of the last times that I can remember that I was willing to accept a bad frame rate because what it was showing me was so incredible. The destruction physics in this game were so impressive at the time that I forgave it for the bad frame rate. Because I'm looking at pulling apart these giant buildings and watching them collapse in on themselves as I'm ripping them apart with a giant robot. And I'm sitting there going, the frame rate sucks, but goddamn, it what I'm seeing justifies it, you know? It was one of those games where you look at it and you go, yep, absolutely, yeah, mm-hmm. Alright then, Red Faction Guerrilla is really cool. Red Faction Guerrilla, I might put Red Faction Guerrilla above Portal. Yeah, it goes between Portal and Fallout 3 for me. Excellent, excellent game from 2009. And we only have one more game left for 2009 now. This is my top-rated 2009 game. This is the game that came in at number 1 for 2009 for me, among my favourites, among games that stick out in my head for being extra special to me. And that game is, can you guess what it is? It's Batman Arkham Asylum. I have my original copy here still. Another fantastic game. This is another game. It took the idea of a Metroidvania or an exploration platformer, search action, whatever you want to call it, and then just put it into like a large-scale 3D environment, and then made it a Batman game. And this game was so cool when it came out. I think this was like a lot of people gave this game Game of the Year the year it came out, for like understandable reasons. This game was so fucking good. It is still, I think, personally, to me, the best Arkham game. I think later Arkham games got a little bit too... They got too big for their own good. Like, Arkham City is a great game, but it's too much. It's too much game. It's too much game. Arkham Asylum is just the right amount of video game. By the time you 100% Arkham Asylum, you're just about getting sick of it. And like, okay, I've 100% of the game just as I was getting sick of it. Done. Perfect length. Arkham City, I found I got sick of it long before I got anywhere near 100%. And I started groaning every time I came across another kind of collectible, another kind of like optional mission, another kind of like optional, objective. I just groaned and go, oh God, not more shit to do. Because you get to a point in Arkham City where you're ready for the game to end, but there's still more game. And it's just like, oh my God. Arkham Asylum doesn't have that problem. The game ends when it needs to end, and that's perfect. Arkham Asylum's really fucking good. Arkham Asylum is better than Red Faction Guerrilla. It's better than Fallout 3. It's better than Rock Band 2. I would say Arkham Asylum is a better game than The Wind Waker. It's better than Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts. It's better than Persona 4. It's better than Street Fighter 4. Arkham Asylum is a better game than Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty, at least in my head. At least according to me, my personal rankings. Would I take Arkham Asylum over Odin Sphere? Yes, I would. Would I take Arkham Asylum over Mass Effect? Yes, I would. Would I take Arkham Asylum over Resident Evil 4? I don't know. It's not as good as Half-Life 2. I don't like it as much as Oblivion. I don't like it as much as Metal Gear Solid 4, so it's here somewhere. No. No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't, no. It's going between Mass Effect and Resident Evil 4. There we go. Batman Arkham Asylum, a incredible game that got milked to death. I'm going to say that none of the sequels are bad. Arkham City is very good sequel. It has length problems where you're ready for the game to end and it just keeps fucking going and there's still more to do and I just want to, oh my God. Arkham Origins is fine. It's okay, it's fine. Again, not as good as Asylum. People hate on Origins sometimes. I think Origins is fine. Just because Rocksteady didn't make it whatever, man. It's a perfectly okay game. Leave it alone. And Arkham Knight, I don't know. I didn't get into Arkham Knight. I think by the time Arkham Knight came out, I kind of had my fix. I'd kind of had my Arkham fix. I'm like, yeah, I've played enough of these games. I'm done. by the time Knight came out. Yeah. Arkham Asylum, still my favourite Arkham game. Incredible game. Anyway, yeah, we didn't get quite as far as I thought we would today. I thought we'd get up to 2010, but we didn't quite make it. Whoops. Oh dear. So next time, we will be we will be ranking from 2010 onwards. Thank you for joining me. I need to stop recording and start recording a ranking of Saturn video so I can put that up this Sunday. Thank you for joining me, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the stream. There are not many more of these left to go, I promise. Then we can all move on with our lives. Anyway, my name is Therealbluedragon. Thank you for joining me, and goodbye.